Everybody, I'm Elaina Bahm, your intuitive psychic medium. So welcome to my channel. So today's video, I'm answering your questions. I've gotten a lot of emails with random questions that people want answered, so I figured let's do a video on it. But before I get into the questions, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button at the bottom. It helps out my channel and I really appreciate it. And I send love and light for it as well. So, questions to ask a psychic or a medium. Here we go. So question one, when did you know you were psychic? I have known since I was a little girl. Like, don't get me wrong, when you're like 5 or 6 years old, you don't know like, hey, I'm psychic. You knew things before they even happened. You had this feeling like, oh, something's not right here, or this is going to happen. But you're a child, right? And then you get distracted playing with your toys or coloring or playing with your friends. So you really don't understand what's happening. But I just knew things. Like if you asked me who was going to die first, your mom or your dad, I always knew my mom was going to die. Always. Since a kid. When I looked at my parents, I was like, no, mom's going to go first. And dad would go 15 years after. Now, don't ask me how I knew that or what was the rationale to even know that. But I've always known since I was a little girl that my mom would pass first, and she did. She died at age 56. I was 25, and my dad died 15 years later. So I knew the future since I was a young age. When it comes to the mediumship, my first encounter with spirit was when I was 12 years old, and I'll never forget it. I was laying in bed, and I wasn't asleep yet, and the room got cold, and I heard footsteps coming towards me. And the footsteps did not come from like the bedroom doorway. It came from the window coming towards me. And actually my grandmother, my father's mom, passed away that day. So I knew it was her. And I remember I brought up the covers up to my chin and I'm squeezing my eyes shut, right? And I'm fully awake. I know this. And the footsteps are coming towards me. And then I feel a cold hand brush my cheek, just so gently. And I remember I was laying there and I said out loud, I said, Baba, which is grandmother in Ukrainian, because I'm Ukrainian background. I said, Baba, I know you're here, but you're freaking me out right now. Please go away. And the rubbing of the cheeks stopped and the room went back to normal temperature and the spirit went away. So my first encounter with spirit was when I was 12. It freaked me out so much, I told it to go away. So then life happens, you get busy, you always feel spirit around, but you're really not in tune with it. You're not paying attention to it. And I've been doing readings behind the scenes for a very long time. But this year, 2024, I decided to come out public with it. So here I am, putting myself out there with it. So that's when I knew I had connection with spirit was when I was 12, but the psychic part was actually way before that. So that's the answer to that question. Next question. I actually found this question really funny. What's your daily routine? It's like, do you think like I don't know, I do some seance or something? Listen, I'm no different than anybody else. I get up in the morning and I'll do a red light therapy on my face. And there's so many benefits of red light therapy. And I'll do it for 10 minutes. And while I'm doing it, I listen to a guided meditation, a morning meditation, just to kind of start off my day. And I'm doing that really fairly early before the household wakes up, especially the kids. I do that, get that over the way, and then I need to have my coffee. I love my coffee. I could drink a pot of coffee every single morning, no problem. So I'm sure just like many of you, I have kids and kids' lunches need to be made. And I always have one daughter who says, Mom, can you drive me to school? And I always say, yeah, okay. Then I get them up, they're teenagers now, so they get themselves ready. But like the household becomes busy. Dogs need to be fed. Kids are running around. And really, it's a typical day. Like you start doing your errands. I go into the office, do some work, answer emails and whatever it is I have to do. So like, during the day's busy, just like anybody else is. You get caught up with your things that you have to do. I'll throw in a workout there at some point, whether it's in the morning or in the afternoon. Then in the evening, it's like, get supper ready. Dogs have to be fed again. Dogs have to be walked. And then, ask the kids, okay, how was your day? What's your homework like? Stay on top of that stuff. My bedtime routine is I'll lay on a Shakti mat. And actually, Kevin Whitaker told me about the Shaki mat. Basically, you're laying on a bed of nails. But it's fantastic. So what I'll do is I'll lay on that for anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. And again, I'll pop in my earbuds. I'll listen to a guided meditation because I need to ground myself, especially in the evening, because depending how many readings I do that day, I've taken on a lot of people's energies. I need to cleanse that off of me, and I need to ground myself to get myself ready for the next day. So that is part of a grounding routine I do basically every single night. Listen, if it's a late night, I'm not going to lay on a Shaki mat. I go to bed. But for most nights, I do get that in. And we have a grounding mat on our mattress when we sleep. So I get grounding from that also. So that's my daily routine. It's nothing really exciting, but grounding is very important, especially for what I do. Because I do about 4 to, up to 6 readings a day. And that can get very tiring, exhausting, and then that's a lot of energy that goes on me. So I need to ground that and remove that off of me for the next day. So that's my daily routine. Next question. Do spirits bug you while in public? Yes, they do. It's like a child pulling on your coat or your sweater all the time. Hello, I'm here. Yes, they do. They bug me all the time. But I've learned to put a boundary around me, and I just put a white light around me where I just, you got to set boundaries. Just like with your kids, you have to set boundaries when they can come and bug you and when they can't, right? They just don't get what they want when they want it. So I'm pretty good at shutting it off. But yes, there are times where spirit can be very persistent, be a little bit more aggressive, and be like banging on my back. Hello, Elaina, I'm here. I absolutely need you to pass this message. And I'll tell you a quick story. It's actually a funny story. So where my office is located, there's a dentist's office next to us in the same building. And I always park in the back, and I go through the back door to get into my office. And all the other businesses also park there because they use their back door to get into their businesses. So this one particular time I parked in the car, and there was this male grandfather spirit, and I felt him there a few times, but again, I'm going into work. I'm doing my thing. I'm not reading right now. And then this particular one day, this grandfather spirit was like insistent. Like he was banging on my back. Pay attention. I have a message for you. You have to give this message to my granddaughter, And the granddaughter was the dentist that was next to us in the same building. I have crossed paths with this dentist, but I didn't know their name. I've never formally introduced myself to them. And I'm like, okay, fine, to the spirit, I will pass on the message. So I go into the office, I Google the dental office's name, and I get the contact information, and I figure out who the dentist is, what her name is. And so I phone the office. They're like, hello, so-and-so dental. And I'm like, hi, it's Elaina Bahm calling from the gym around the corner. And because my office is in my husband's gym in Georgetown. And I said, hi, can I by chance speak to the dentist? And she's like, yeah, sure, hang on. So she puts me on hold, and then shortly after she comes back, she goes, oh, I'm so sorry. She's actually on a call right now, but can I take a message? And I'm like, sure. I said, yeah, so I'm Elaina from the gym. My office is in the gym, and I'm a psychic medium, and I have a message from her dead grandfather. Can you tell her that? And this is my number to reach me at. And the lady on the other side just goes quiet. And then I'm like, and then she goes, oh my God, really? And I'm like, yes, I have a message for her from her dead grandfather. She's like, oh, I hope my loved one comes through. I was like, no, this isn't your loved one. This is her loved one. So if you get the chance, have her call me. And half an hour later, she called me, and I passed on the message. But yeah, sometimes it puts you in a very vulnerable state. But if messages really have to come out, then yeah, I'll do it. If I look like an idiot? Oh, well, I don't care. My whole goal is if I bring clarity and peace to somebody, or if I give them their next action steps that they're supposed to take to get them going again because they've been stuck in a rut, then I've done my job. And I really don't care how I look, how I do it. So yes, spirits do bug me in public. There are times where I'll go into a building and there's way too much energy, way too much spirits. I actually have to walk out because I start getting headaches and there's just way too much going on, and I'm very sensitive to it, and I have to walk out. So that's happened a few times as well. Next question. Do your kids have the gift? Well, everybody's got the gift. It's whether you want to develop it or not. And actually, I'm going to do some videos on how to develop that and help you develop that. But everybody's got that gift. It's that gut feeling. That's your intuition. Pay attention to it. You know when something's just not right and you get that feeling, listen to it. You may not understand what's not right about the situation or the person, and that person may not giving you any reason to think otherwise, but your gut feeling is strong and it's telling you, no, you know what? There's something not right here. And when you get that gut feeling, just pause, just be, don't do anything, gather more information. Watch how things unravel around you and just let the cards fall the way they're supposed to fall. But yes, as for my kids, I have two daughters. Sarah's my oldest and Emily's my youngest. Sarah has the gift. She's 14 years old now. She actually sees and feels spirit. So I know she sees my mom when she visits her quite a bit. So yes, one of my daughters does have the gift, and I always tell her embrace it. Be curious about it. Like I don't give her my tarot cards to start playing with or anything like that. It's just like, you know what, just be curious with it. When you see Baba come visit you, ask her questions. So I don't want to make it scary for her. It's not scary. It's actually a blessing and it's a gift from God. So we embrace it. Next question. What do you say to skeptics? I don't say anything to them. I'm not here to convince anybody of what I do. I send love and light to all people. And if you don't believe in what I do or that you can have this gift, that's completely fine. I'm not going to think less of you. So I don't say anything to skeptics. I send love and light to all. And I wish everybody for the best. So it's not like you're a bad person or I think less of you. Absolutely not. So not everybody's going to jive with you. Not everybody's going to like you, and that's fine. I have enough self-confidence where I keep going because if I bring one person peace and clarity and light, I've done my job, and that overshadows any skeptic who could ever be a naysayer or criticize what I do. So I have helped a lot of people, and I've brought blessings and clarity to a lot of people, and I feel good about that. I can lay my head comfortably at night on my pillow. I have no regrets or no delusions about what I do. So for the skeptics who this isn't their shtick, that's fine. I send love and light to them too. Last question. Do you remember your readings? Usually not. I'll remember them about 24 to 48 hours. So if I do a reading on you, I'll usually say to you at the end of the reading, listen, if any question comes up within 24 to 48 hours, text it to me. And I'll see if I'll be able to answer it for you. After the 48-hour mark, I usually have brushed off your energy. I've done clearing. So no, I won't remember the readings because I don't want to carry that energy with me. Now, there are some readings I do remember, sentimental ones or some that kind of affect you at home. Like if I have readings where there's been a child that's passed away, I'll remember that because I have kids and I can't imagine what that's like. So those kind of readings, yeah, I tend to remember those because they have a personal impact on me because I have kids. And like I said, I can't imagine what that would be like. So we send love and light. So yeah, some readings I do remember, but for the majority I don't because it's your reading. You got to remember, I'm just a channel through spirit and through God to give you messages. When I go into a reading, I'm going in blind. I do not know what spirit's going to show up, how many are going to show up, and who's going to show up, or if any are going to show up. I have no idea. I have no idea beforehand what the cards are going to say or what I'm going to say to you. So I do a meditation. I do a grounding before a reading. I'll pull out some cards to get an overview of what's going on in your life. And then we connect on either Zoom or in person. And then that spirit will come through. Again, I don't know who's going to come through. So I'm really just a vessel, a messenger. That's what I am. So do I get worried sometimes that I won't be able to do a reading? Yeah, you get that self-doubt, but that always goes away because I know what I'm doing. As long as I'm grounded, then I'm good at what I do. So yeah, so that's my questions, psychic questions. So if you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to send them to me, email them to me, or message them to me somehow on my social media. I collect them and then I'll do a video on them. But those are the questions I get mostly about my psychic and mediumship stuff. So hope everybody has a great day. Oh, one more thing I wanted to tell you is a lot of people are asking, how do I connect with spirit? And like I said, I'm going to do videos on that, but In order for you to have a relationship with spirit, you need to have a relationship with yourself first. Because spirit, trust me, spirit wants to have a relationship with you. It is craving, wanting, reaching out, giving you signs to have a relationship with you. It wants you to listen and pay attention and get clarity on things. But you're not going to see any of that if you actually don't have a relationship with yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, you don't have your self-confidence, if you don't love who you are. So before you can love a spirit, you have to love yourself first. And I'm actually going to do a workshop, in-person workshop on this. So if you're interested in it, learning how to become in a relationship with spirit and how do I first become in a relationship with myself to be able to have a relationship with spirit, send me a message and I will put you on the list. So that is coming up. That's exciting for coming up for, but that will be an in-person workshop. Where it's going to be, that is still to be determined, but probably happening really soon. So anyways, thank you for watching my video. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to send them to me, and have a blessed day. Sending you love and light. See you, everybody.